There is a room in your house with a door that stays shut, and you have not seen the color of that floor since March. You think you are looking at laziness. You are not. You are looking at a kid with 300 decisions sitting on the carpet and no idea which one to pick up first. So what happens if the reason your teenager cannot clean that room is that nobody ever told them where anything goes? My name is Kenji Mori. For 31 years, I was a homeroom teacher at a junior high school in Kanazawa on the west coast of Japan. Somewhere near 900 13-year-olds came through my classroom. I now live in Oregon, 4 blocks from my daughter, and I have 2 grandchildren, and one of them has a room I am not allowed into. So, I know the room you are thinking of. I know the smell of it. There is a glass on the nightstand with an inch of old milk in the bottom that has gone solid. There is a basket in the corner that is full, and here is the part that gets people. It is not dirty clothes, it is the clean ones. You folded them 3 weeks ago, they never made it into a drawer. There is a charger cord snaked across the carpet, there is a plate under the bed. There is a pile on the chair that stopped being clothing a while back and became geology, and there is a door that stays shut. I am going to tell you exactly what to do about it. Not a lecture, not a chore chart, not a thread about the phone. 7 steps, in the order I would do them, with what they cost and how long they take. The first one takes 10 minutes, and you can do it tonight. But first I have to tell you how badly I got this wrong with my own son, because that is the part that matters. His name is Takumi. He was 14. His room had reached the stage where he had stopped opening the curtains. One Tuesday, I came home early. I stood in his doorway, and I felt that hot feeling in my chest that every parent knows, and I decided I would fix it for him. I worked 4 hours. I filled 3 garbage bags. I threw out an old shoebox held shut with a rubber band because it looked like trash to me. Quick word before I go further. The old methods my family uses, there is more of it than fits in any one video. I gathered the whole of it into a book you can buy in our pinned comment below. The book is the long version. If you want it, it is there. I will not mention it again. He came home at 6. He stood in the doorway of a clean room, and he did not say anything at all. He did not speak to me for 9 days. The shoebox had letters in it. A boy in his class had died that spring, drowned at the river. The letters were from him. Takumi had never told me they were friends. I am 68 years old, and I still think about that shoebox. I have thought about it in airports. I thought about it at his wedding. He is 41 now, and he has a daughter of his own, and we are fine. We are better than fine, and I have still never gotten those letters back for him. Here is what I want you to take from that. It was not the cleaning that hurt him. It was that I decided, on my own, in an empty house, which of his things were worth keeping. That is a thing a parent does to a small child. He was 14. He had been in that room every night for 11 years, and it was the only square of the world that belonged to him. And I went in and edited it while he was at school. So when I tell you what to do, understand that I am not telling you how to win. I am telling you how to not lose the way I lost. Because here is what I did not understand at 14-year-old Takumi's door. He was not refusing me. He was drowning, and the mess was the water. And I walked in and drained the pool while he was out and expected him to thank me. So, why can a Japanese 13-year-old keep a room the size of your bathroom in order, with the same phone and the same homework and the same black moods as your child? It is not because they are more obedient. I taught them for 31 years. They are not obedient. That is not the reason. Here is the reason. In English, you say, clean your room. Think about that sentence. It is a verb with no finish line. There is no moment where a person can stand up and say, that is done. A teenager hears clean your room the same way you would hear a boss saying, improve the numbers. Improve them to what? By when? Which numbers? A task with no edge is a task the brain refuses to start. That is not laziness. That is how a brain works. Yours does it too. That is why you have a drawer in your kitchen you have not opened in 2 years. Now here is what a Japanese room does instead. Most homes in Japan are small. My mother's house in Kanazawa had rooms of 6 tatami mats, which is about 10 feet by 12. There was no room for a mess to sit down. So we slept on a futon, and every single morning before school, the futon was folded and put away in the oshiire, which is the sliding closet built into the wall. Every morning. Not most mornings. Do you see what that does? It means the empty room is the normal state. The room returns to 0 once a day, whether anybody is in a good mood or not. You do not clean a room like that. You never let it become dirty in the first place, because the reset is built into the morning, like brushing teeth. There is a phrase for the system. Seri, Satan. Seri means sort. Get rid of what does not belong. Seton means set in order, give the rest a decided place. It comes out of the same tradition that Toyota built its factories on. Sort first, then assign, always in that order, never the other way. And once every object has a decided place, the whole language changes. We do not say clean, we say modosu, put it back, return it. That is a verb with a finish line. A 12-year-old can do it. A tired 12-year-old can do it. Now let me be honest with you about something, because I do not want to sell you a fairy tale. There is a story going around that Japanese homes are always spotless, and Japanese children are naturally tidy. That is not quite right. I have been in the bedrooms of my students. Some of them were disasters. I once found a lunch from October in a desk in February. Japanese teenagers are teenagers. The tidiness is not in the blood. It is in the system, and there is one more piece of the system that America threw away and does not know it. It is called Tsuji. Every school day, at the same time, for about 15 minutes, every student in the building cleans the school. There are no janitors. The children sweep the classrooms, wipe the floors on their hands and knees with a cloth called a zukin, wash the windows, clean the bathrooms, and yes, the toilets. 6-year-olds do it, 15-year-olds do it. Teachers do it beside them. They work in small groups on a rotating roster. So today you are on floors and next week you are on trash. Here is why that matters more than anything else I will say today. In Japan, cleaning is a thing everybody does together at the same time, and nobody is singled out. In an American house, cleaning is a thing one person is ordered to do alone in a closed room while everyone else watches television. Same task, completely different meaning. One of them is belonging, the other one is punishment. So here is the counterintuitive truth, and I want you to sit with it. That mess is not defiance. It is 300 objects that have no home, which means 300 unmade decisions stacked on the carpet. Your child walks in there every day and gets hit with all 300 at once, and the brain does what brains do when the pile is too big. It looks away, and then the door closes. And the door is not rebellion, the door is shame. Nobody shuts a door on a room they feel fine about. They are not fighting you, they are stuck, and they cannot say so, because saying so out loud to your own parent at 15 is nearly impossible. All right, here is what to do. 7 steps, do them in this order. Step 1, the carry-out. Tonight, get 1 cardboard box. Go in with your child, not without them, and take out only the things that do not live in a bedroom. Dishes, glasses, silverware, trash, wet towels. That is all. You are not organizing anything. You are not touching a single item that belongs to them personally. 10 minutes, then stop. Here is the trick most people miss. Set a timer and stop when it rings, even if you are not finished, especially if you are not finished. Stopping early is what makes them willing to do it again tomorrow. Finishing is not the goal on night 1, coming back is the goal. Step 2, the smallest square. Do not start with the room. Start with one surface you can completely finish in under 20 minutes. The top of the desk, one shelf, the nightstand, nothing else. The reason is simple. A half-cleaned room looks worse than a dirty one, and it teaches the brain that this never works. One finished square teaches the opposite. Here is the trick. When it is done, tell them to stand in the doorway and look at it from there. That is where the brain records the picture. That small, clean square is the thing they will come back to. Step 3, Siri before Seton. Sort before you store. This is the one everybody gets backward. Do not go buy containers first. Do not go to the store this weekend and spend $80 on bins and a closet system. If you buy the bins first, all you have done is store the garbage neatly, and in 5 weeks you will have the same mess plus $80 of empty plastic. Sort first. Then, and only then, buy exactly what is leftover needs. Clear shoebox size bins at Daiso or the dollar store run about $1.75. You will probably need 4. Clear ones, not colored. If they cannot see it, it does not exist to them. Step 4, the address. This is the whole thing. Every object gets a decided place, and the place gets written down. Buy a roll of blue painter's tape, about $4. Write on the tape with a pencil, and stick it to the shelf edge, the drawer front, the bin. Chargers, school stuff, socks. Ugly, and it should be ugly for now. Here is the trick. Tell them the labels are a 30-day trial, and anything can move. That one sentence takes all the pressure out of it. Half the reason a teenager will not commit to a system is that they think if they choose wrong, they are stuck with it. Give them a trial, and they will actually decide. Step 5, the maybe box. There will be a pile of things they cannot decide about. Old trophies, a jacket that does not fit, somebody's birthday card, Do not push. Do not say you never use that. Get a box, put it all in, tape it shut, write the date on the lid in marker, and put it in the garage. If they have not opened it in 90 days, it goes, and by then, they will not care. This step exists for one reason. It moves the hard decisions out of the room without anyone losing a fight. And I will tell you the real reason I put this step in. It is a shoebox rule. Nothing gets thrown away by a parent. Not one thing, not ever. Step 6, the 5-minute reset. This is the futon and the oshiire, translated for a house with carpet, same time every night. A $10 kitchen timer, 5 minutes, everything goes back to its address. That is all. It is not cleaning, it is returning. Here is the trick, and it is the most important one in this whole video. For the first 14 nights, you do it with them. In the room, working. Not standing in the doorway, supervising. Not calling from the kitchen, beside them, picking things up. 14 nights. After that, they will do it alone, and they will do it for the rest of their lives. That is Tsuji. That is the entire thing I learned in 31 years of school hallways. A child will not clean a room he is standing in alone. Step 7, the doorway. One hook on the back of the bedroom door, $6. The backpack goes on the hook the second they walk in. Not on the floor, not on the bed. This is the Genkan idea, the entryway, where in a Japanese home the shoes come off and the outside stops at the line. One hook stops about 40% of the mess before it ever enters the room, because the bag is where the mess comes from. Now let me zoom out, because the room is not the point. The room is never the point. What you are actually handing them is the 5th part of the old system, the one called shitsuke, which means the habit that stays after nobody is watching. A person who knows how to reset a small space at the end of a bad day will do that with a desk at 25 and a bank account at 35 and a whole household at 40. A person who never learned it will spend their life waiting until the mess is unbearable and then doing an exhausting emergency rescue over and over. That is not about tidiness. That is about whether life feels manageable. There is money in it too, and it is not small. A kid who cannot find things buys them twice. Chargers, earbuds, gym shorts, the calculator for the test tomorrow. I have watched families spend $400 a year replacing things that were in the house the whole time. But the real cost is the one nobody adds up. If your child is 15, you have somewhere around 260 weekends left with them under your roof. That is the whole number. And you can spend a good share of those weekends in the same argument at the same door. Or you can spend 10 minutes on a Tuesday putting cups in a box together, saying nothing about anything you find in there. Say nothing about what you find. I mean that. Whatever is under the bed, whatever is in the drawer, you did not see it. That is the price of admission to that room, and it is worth paying. And I will tell you, the thing I did not learn until I had been teaching for about 20 years, which is that a child who lets you into their room has told you something they will not say out loud. In my last years at that school, I stopped asking students about their grades when something seemed wrong. I asked them what their desk at home looked like. The ones who were struggling always described the same thing, piles. A chair they could not sit in, a door they kept shut. The room is the honest report card. It shows you the load before they can name it. One more thing, and I am serious about this one. If the room went bad at the same time as other things went bad, if they stopped eating properly, stopped sleeping, stopped seeing the friends they used to see, stopped caring about the things they used to love, then the room is not the problem, and no system in this video will fix it. That is when you stop talking about the floor and you call the doctor. A messy room on its own is usually just a room. A messy room plus a child disappearing is something else, and it deserves someone better trained than me. So here is tonight. Not this weekend. Tonight. Knock. Ask if you can come in for 10 minutes, and if they say no, say all right, and try again tomorrow, and mean it. If they say yes, bring one cardboard box, take out the dishes and the trash and nothing else, set a timer for 10 minutes, and when it rings, stop and leave. Tomorrow the smallest square. That is the whole beginning. Tell me in the comments how old your kid is and whether they let you in the room. I read them. And if you do the 10 minutes, come back and tell me what happened, because I want to know how many of you got a yes on the first ask. I think it will be more of you than expected. Next time, I am going to show you the 1-minute thing Japanese families do at the front door every single night, which involves a small tray and one rule about pockets. And it is the reason the house never gets bad enough to need a big cleaning in the first place. It takes less time than tying your shoes. Until then, go slow, say less, And remember that the child behind that door is not fighting you. They are waiting for somebody to come stand beside them.